Hello, 440 membership. My name is Chad Mills-Paul. Happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Dina Hood-Wagner. Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
We are here to officially kick off our podcast for 440 through the Education Committee. This is something we've been working on all year long. We finally got this put together. Christmas present for everybody. How's that?
Ho, ho, ho.
I hope we don't get thrown out for that, Dina. I don't know where you need to go.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Right, diversity training again. Have you been hanging out with Chris
I missed
McAtee?
that episode.
Okay. So what we've actually done is we've had a lot of discussions over this year about what we're going to do, how we're going to try to inform the membership of things, how we're going to educate them, and we thought that this format would be one of the best ways to get information out to the masses. And we can go over many different issues with this format. We encourage to get, not only members from the floor, we also are going to have probably members from the shop committee, executive board, appointed folks. This is just a format we're going to try to use to get information out to folks so that they understand some things in our contract, for one.
Educate the members.
Absolutely.
That's what this is about. And even I'm thinking at this point, since we're in infancy, we're open to suggestions from the floors, things that people would like to hear us talk about.
Right.
Bring it on. That's why we are here.
I think that's a great point there because this is something they can bring up at the union meeting.
Absolutely.
They can get with Derek and say, hey, I think this may be a good topic for the education committee, and then we can tackle that idea and get some folks involved. And
maybe up our attendance at the union meetings. That'd be awesome too.
That would be very good. So that is kind of what our goal is this year on what we're going to finish out the year strong, and then next year you will be seeing a lot more of these videos and hopefully some more faces. But we've worked on this pretty much all year long, and it was kind of one of those things that, hey, it's time to do this.
Time to do it.
So we've actually got all the equipment here, a lot of folks behind the scenes, but we will bring them in here towards the end of this so that they can introduce themselves so everyone knows who they are and what they're doing, because there's a lot of work that goes into this, and I feel that everyone should be recognized for,
Absolutely.
for the
We
work
couldn't
they're
do
doing.
it without them. It's a team
Absolutely.
effort.
And that's what the wheels.
That's what this is about.
Yeah, the wheel. I mean, it's about solidarity, working together, and when people stick together, they can get things
You get
accomplished.
more progress.
Absolutely.
Help each other.
Absolutely. So, Dina, is there anything that you would like to, bring up to the membership to let them know what some of your ideas or things that you want to get across to the membership?
Well, recently I had a conversation with the Women's Committee, and they are onto something that's pretty touching regarding folks who have unfortunately lost family members, children, grandchildren, and so on. And maybe one of the interests that I have or the hopes that I have is to involve our EAP rep and maybe introduce this group that helps parents deal with those struggles and losses and reach out to the membership, because we've all known someone, be it ourselves or someone else,
Right.
a family member or whatnot, that's going through a hard time, struggling, dealing with grief, coping, and losing.
Right.
How
And
about you?
Matt Orr is our EAP rep for those that may not know.
That's true.
So I always want to let everyone know who those folks are. That's a program that maybe a lot of people don't know about. And this is something else that we want to bring up to folks. Hey, these are things that, you may or may not know that you have.
Right. And if you haven't been in touch with reading this, you're missing out on a lot of things that you
Right.
have available to you, resources you don't even know you have.
Right. And then benefits. There's a lot of things in benefits office that, that I don't even know that
Sure.
because the benefits, they got a book almost as thick as this. So
Scholarship funds, education funds,
Right.
the list goes on and on and on.
Right. So there is a plethora of information out there that we want to get across to the membership so that they have this and maybe they can take and run with it, and maybe we can get some more people involved. And the way I always
be
looked at
fantastic.
it, a more educated membership is a stronger membership.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what our goals are for this year.
I do want to give a shout out to John Connolly.
Yes.
because if you haven't seen this beautiful piece of work, that is his. So we've decided, we're elected to use it as
Showcase
our
that.
showcase. Yeah. So, yay, John. You want to
Yeah.
have him meet the folks?
Yeah, I think we should do that. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
Do we have any volunteers out here that would like to come up first? Anyone? Anyone?
Not everyone at once.
Ah, David, come sit down. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Chad.
How did you get involved in the education committee?
Actually, it's through my friend Dan.
Oh,
He was
okay.
in the education committee, and he just asked me if I wanted to tag along. I did, and I've been stuck here ever since.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you on the education committee. We're trying to get more people involved. Now, what I guess what have you taken away from some of the meetings that you've been at, and you know what have you gained from it?
Appreciation for the union. You know,
Good.
I'm learning. Feel like I'm learning something every day.
Good.
Or every time I come to one of these meetings. So it's pretty good experience so far.
Well, I'm glad that is, and you know that's what we want. We want more people to be involved. You know, and I know that you know we got cameras and all this going on right now, but it's really not as bad as what it seems, is it?
No, not at all.
Okay, all
Not at
right.
all.
See,
it's fantastic.
They don't bite. I mean, you know, just come on here. We're just having a conversation. That's
Right.
all we're doing, right? So, but I appreciate you being on the committee. I appreciate all the things you've done so far, and we will try to introduce a few more folks.
All right.
What do you think?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dave. for
Thank you,
coming out
Jack.
here. Who is next? Come on up, Dan. You're the next contestant on the local 440 Education Committee. Podcast, first one ever. Dan Alexander in the house. How are you?
How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing great. Probably a lot of folks have seen your face throughout the plant because you have posters up.
I do.
Now,
It's kind of how do I say it? Uncomfortable.
okay.
But I mean, you take
Celebrity
one,
status.
You take one for the team.
Right,
You know,
I got you.
Yeah. You just have to jump in, and yeah, they ask you to do something, you just go ahead, jump in. And,
Well, good. Now, so what made you decide to take the leap to jump on the education committee?
Well, last year, around October, we took a trip. We were offered an opportunity to go up to Black Lake. Kayla, myself, Brian, some others as well. And the only reason I say Kayla and Brian is they're here with us in
Right.
the education committee. But it was really great to see. It was to see people from other plants and get their perspectives.
Right,
And then to
right.
actually get to learn a little bit, and then to find out like that we can take that information and bring it home here to the membership.
I appreciate you being on the committee, you taking that leap of faith, and coming up here and speaking in the mic, and letting everyone know that hey, yeah, come out here. We got some good things we're working on.
And I think having the technology now where we can broadcast this stuff over YouTube and through social media and have content creation,
Right.
that was just the perfect timing to get
Oh,
involved.
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for being up here. All right, who we got next out in the crowd that's going to come out here? Oh, Kayla, come on down. You're the next contestant.
Okay.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. So, I noticed that you're on more than one committee.
Yes, I'm also a part of the women's committee, and of course the education committee.
So I guess what made you decide to take the
Well-
leap and jump on?
Same thing, like Dan said, we went to Black Lake, and we got a lot of information, a lot of things. When we came back, Derek reached out and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing. If you guys would like to," and of course, when
yeah.
you go to Black Lake, and like our thing was kind of like union involvement, so it
Right.
pretty much gave us all the details of everything. So everybody was like, "Oh my gosh,
Come
we're
back
ready."
all pumped
yes,
up, ready to go.
absolutely. So
Yes.
we were like, okay. And so, quite a few of us actually ended up. One of them ended up our vice president. come on.
Right. You
You
see,
know,
see how that
so,
works?
Right.
Yeah.
So we came back and we've all had kind of a fire lit underneath us, and we
Exactly.
were like, yes. So we were gung ho. So.
Agree 100%.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for being on,
problem.
and I'm so glad that you're involved in the education committee. So,
All right.
well, thank you very much. I think we have one guest. No, we have two because that VP is not getting out of this. So, we will bring up one of our third shift employees, Tim Brown's better half, Amber Brown in the house, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing, Amber?
Great introduction. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm glad to see that you're here. What? Yeah, it is a little bit bright. So, what made you decide to take that leap and jump on the education committee?
Where I landed. So let's see
Yeah.
how it goes, right?
Right. So, hey, you may be up here a whole lot now.
Oh, yeah, I hope.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so.
It's not that bad, is it?
No, it's just different.
Right. Because we're just having a conversation.
Yes, we are.
That's all we're doing. We're having a
Yep.
conversation, and we're trying to get things out to the membership, which
is good.
Yes,
Good, very
yes. The more people know things in the agreement and know things in the Constitution and
Know
things
the
that,
correct things.
yes, that makes a big difference. The
Yep.
big difference. And I mean, it's all right here. We'll be going over a lot of this, and then we also have some other things that we're probably going to tackle. But we want to hear from the membership. We want to know what
Yes.
they would like to basically go over so that we can bring this up, and maybe we can get some of those members actually on here to help discuss those and
that'd
ask.
be good.
So, well, I appreciate you so much for being on the education committee and for being here.
Thanks
and-
for having me.
Absolutely, and we'll hopefully we'll get some more folks on here, and
Yeah, that'd be nice.
we'll have some fun this year.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very
Can't
much,
wait,
Amber.
can't wait.
Yes. Now, I think we have one last person. Probably a lot of folks know him. His dad, I know his dad very well, probably better than him. Danny has a better personality than Brian, but come on up, Brian, come on up. How you doing? Mr. Vice President, how are you today?
I'm okay, just slightly nervous.
Oh, since when?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you nervous.
No, I don't
Okay.
get nervous.
So, what do you think with what we're trying to do here? Is this the kind of what you've envisioned that we were going to try to get across to everybody?
Yeah, I've always been involved in videos and doing stuff like this and getting information out. And I think that a lot of people and organizations have kind of fallen off the beaten path
Right.
of advancing with technology and getting information out. So I think that this is a viable option for this union and for many other organizations to get information out, get people involved, the younger generation.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
like me with the gray hair,
Yeah.
it's not that bad yet.
Well,
but
hey, give it a couple years.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, probably like 30. So sorry, but I just think that this will intertwine with the members and get more people involved.
Right. And, we can also, get some of the elected officials on here to, maybe help facilitate some of the things that are going on the floor, to better educate them, to better understand some things,
Yeah, I'd love to encourage anyone and everyone that is involved in this union, from the committees to the elected officials, your alternates, the people that are actually taking place and being the committee person now.
Right.
So you got your alternates and stuff like that are filling in for your committee
Gotcha.
people that are the full-time.
So you mean we have to vote on another contract?
That's correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of these are we going to vote on?
Hopefully we keep on voting on them, because that means we're got business, and that means we're still employed. So
Right, that's true. That's true. That's a
I'll
good
vote on
thing.
as many as they want. So.
Well, that's great news, and I really appreciate this effort here, because this right here is way beyond anything that I would be able to do with you guys on this education committee. I mean, this is pretty impressive. I mean, it really is, and I'm really thrilled to have you guys on here to help elevate our membership into the next phase, where we're headed. So
Absolutely, and I'm happy to be part of this education committee, and I'm happy to provide what I've helped provide. I've already, not to pimp my business or plug anything, but I do photography and videography on the side. Anyone that needs any, just no OnlyFans. But seriously, I want to be involved, and like as Kayla and Dan said, that after leaving Black Lake, it really put a fire underneath a lot of us.
yes,
Obviously,
Right.
because some of us have held positions such
Yeah.
as Kayla and myself, and I've just seen a lot of good things come from it. So yeah, I'm encouraged and I'm happy, and I
Right.
want to see people get involved as
Right.
many as possible.
And I think this is something that our membership in whole needs more than really anything is more education.
Correct.
I think that's a driving force behind what can help us more in the future and more right now. The more information we can get to those folks to understand what the fight really is, it will benefit everyone more down the road.
And I do want to say, just out of everything that I've learned so far, getting elected into office, there's a lot of things you don't see.
Right.
As you know, when going in as chairman or whatever other positions you've held, you kind of get into those doors and those hallways and those rooms and the conversations that people are not privy to.
Right.
And
They're not always pleasant.
they're not always pleasant, but people can look at it and think, well, nobody's doing nothing.
Right.
And I'm telling you what, there's people in there working their butts off.
Right.
And they really try, and they want the best for this membership.
Agreed.
Speaking of the devil, I was walking up the stairs the other day, and Scott turned to me and he said, "This is what a lot of people don't see. Wouldn't you agree?" And
Right.
I said, "Oh my God, yes."
Yeah.
I said, "I had no clue."
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's I'd encourage anyone to get involved. Put your name on a ballot. It's
Right.
not mine.
Well, you know what? You've always had a face for radio. You always,
Oh, that's so sweet. That's what my mom said.
as she drops you on your head. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
It's flattened out because I got dropped on the other side.
I'm very encouraged by this group. I think we have a really good core group here. I'm excited what we can do, and I'm also excited about what the membership wants us to do. So this right here, moving forward, there's a lot of excitement from this group. I hope it moves forward in the fashion that we think it's going to, and I'm sure it will. I think it's just going to grow to bigger and bigger and bigger. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it very much. Hey, well, hi, Dina. I'm glad to have you back. I seen you took a little break to get a little food in.
I did. If only we had a couple more members, I could have finished this thing, right? So while I finish it, I'm going to ask you.
Oh.
Since you've been asking everybody else.
Well, that's not fair.
What drove you? Well, life's not fair.
I know.
What drove you to join the education committee?
So I think the biggest thing for me is I just felt like that was the biggest area that I felt that I could have an impact maybe in to help this membership. You don't have to be elected to try to help people out.
Sure.
There's other avenues you can to do. And I just felt like this may be one of the better avenues to help maybe educate some folks in the membership, and just help people maybe understand things a little bit better. Because
Reach down and pull someone else up.
right. I mean, because let's just face it. Reading through some of this, people are going to be like, "Well, what does that mean?"
It's a little intimidating
It's
and
a
hard
little-
to decipher sometimes.
yeah.
I agree.
So hopefully that's something that I might be able to spend a little time on to basically help people, educate them a little bit more, and so where they understand.
That makes sense.
What made you get involved?
Reflection, I think, would be to sum it up in one word. You and I met at the Fort Wayne plant.
Yes,
And
remember that.
I was at a plant previous to that, and not particularly involved in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
I would say lightly involved.
Gotcha.
I started with an election committee. I was on that for a while.
That's a
In
good
Fort
one.
Wayne, I was on the women's committee. Did that for a while.
Another new.
When I got to Bedford,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a position to the kids are grown and gone. I have more time to contribute.
And you have in a lot of ways.
I'm trying, and I've got more to give. We all do.
Sure.
But in being in a position like in the training role that I hold, you interface with every single person
Yes.
in the plant, and I feel like not using that as an opportunity to engage and get people enthused about the union and
Right.
getting their involvement elevated, if you will. I feel like that would be a missed opportunity.
Right.
So
right.
that's the biggest contributing factor on why I want to be part of this team.
Well,
and it's a
good.
fun team.
Yes.
It's a fun team.
we're
mean,
probably
where
going to
else
get in
can I-
trouble, you know.
That's a given.
Kind of introduced everybody. We kind of laid things out what we're planning on doing this year. Now I think we're going to probably close this out, but we got to figure some way to close this out in a big way that is going to make us. Someone's going to remember.
Oh, and I bet you have an idea.
No, I'm blank. I've been thinking about this for days.
How
I don't know.
about how about just thanks everybody for your time and your support while we grow and hatch this process. We wish you the best over the holiday seasons.
Yeah,
And we hope you tune in.
I like that. But I'm gonna throw one out. And you've probably heard this before.
throw one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one out. I'm gonna say this. Keep it classy, 440.
I like that.
Peace out.
Peace out.